Hey guys, welcome back to the second video of my... Hey guys, welcome to the second video, and in today's video I'm going to be explaining a little bit about what happened in the hospital, plus we're doing some fencing today, so, yeah, let's get into it. I forgot to say, we've got our dog called Chewy. Chewy! Hey guys, we are getting rid of this whole fencing line today, all the way down over there. We've got this new machine to take out star pickets, and then we got a pair of wire cutters to take off these, and then, yeah, let's get to it. Right, now I have taken off the wires off the strainer post. I can't really see, but it's somewhere there. So we've taken that off, and now we just have to go all the way down here and just thread it through all the star pickets and then wind it all up, and then start taking the star pickets out of the ground. We are now on our last, I guess, line of wire, because this wasn't an actual fence, it was just a whole bunch of lines of wire going down from one end to the other. So we're on the last one, and then we're going to start pulling out the star pickets. Chewy. Rob's now behind me. I'm picking up all the star pickets, wire, and all the excess bits we've left, if you can see him. I'll zoom in, if it won't work. But anyway, I'm going ahead of him and pulling all the star pickets out of the ground, and then we're finished this whole fence line. We have now finished taking down the fence, and now we're just picking up all the bits of wire and cramming it all into the back of the Suzuki. That wire was just all crazy and we couldn't actually wind it up all neatly. But Robin's just cramming it all in, and then we'll show you the finished, I guess, yeah, show it all finished and done. Go. Right, so we just showed you what we took down. We sort of drove through where the fence used to be. But yeah, it's great. It's really opened up this paddock. It's just had a really useless bit of strip of land. Now we're moving on to the next useless bit of strip of land. So we're taking out, where is it? This fence here, and it goes all the way up over there. We are now just about to make a small stretch of fence. Right, so now at the moment we are just about to finish this little bit of fence here. It's been quite hard because this fence just snaps at every little bit. It's so rusty, so old. But we're now just putting in the top bits of wire in and using the tensioner machine, I'm not sure what the name is for it, and getting it nice and tight. Right, so now we have just finished the extra bit of fencing that we had to make. I don't know if you really can see it. And anyway, so we finished that, and then tomorrow, or maybe the day after, we're going to be getting rid of this other fence line on the other side. Probably still see the star picket there. And then once that's done, we've made the paddock a little bit bigger, and yeah, so huge improvement to the farm, and will make life so much easier when moving sheep into this paddock. Hey guys, it's now the second day of this taking down and putting up fences, but now we are going to go take down the last line of fence and modify a few other little bits with some gates, and then yeah, I think I'll do a time lapse after that. So we're just grabbing supplies and then we're out in the paddock. So now we are just about to start taking it down, and Robin's still coming over here taking his time, and we're going to get into it. We will this time get a time lapse, so it should look good this time, and you'll see what we are doing. We probably will struggle through this because we're not professional fencers, but we do our best to, I don't know, do the job. I've now just finished taking down the fence and all the other wires, and now it's just the star pickets left. So at the moment I have finished taking out the fence all the way down over there, and now I'm just focusing at the top. I've just put this little small bit in, and now I'm just taking off these old sort of rusty terrible gates and putting them on with some new fresh wire, and then putting it up right here, and then getting rid of this random sort of, I don't know what you call this, but it'll be removed. And yeah, right now it's really windy, but as you can see I've removed this whole fence line that went right up over there and came straight through right here to that strainer post. So got rid of that. Right now I've just come up to the top of where I just finished off yesterday. My phone died, so I couldn't record what I'd finished. So I'll just quickly show you what I've got. Basically, there used to be some sort of cocky gate going right across here. Nothing here where I've done this new fence. And then these gates were all destroyed, and I don't know what was going on here. But I've cleaned it up pretty well and made it a bit more, I guess, user friendly for me and the rest, because it was quite annoying moving sheep through here because they'd always, you know, not want to go through here. So I had to make a few adjustments. Had to cut this hot wire off because it was running straight through here on the last gate. So, and then I nailed it up top here. Added a star picket here because that was just falling over, but it's just made it a little bit better. It's not the best. I'm not you know, super good at fencing, but I'll do my best to, you know, do the good job. It's that time in this video to tell you a little story. Basically, I got really ill. It happened a few days before I was actually shearing, but I just ignored it and just carried on going. And then I had 2 full days of flat out work with shearing and crutching sheep work and moving mobs of sheep, all that, and it just basically exhausted me to the point where I had to go to the hospital. I was very confused what was going on. I haven't actually experienced this, but they reckon it could have been meningitis or encephalitis. I'm not sure if I said that right, but very bad viruses and all those bad things in my brain. And yeah, so they gave me some treatments as soon as I arrived at the hospital, and they actually took effect very quickly, and I started to get better as the night went on. I ended up having to go to the airstrip at about 12:04, I don't know, in the morning, and I had to go to the airstrip, and then because the plane and the helicopter couldn't land, I had to go back to the hospital and had to stay the night there until I was able to go in the morning. My dad was saying during the car ride from my farm to the hospital, I was going in and out of consciousness, struggling to breathe and really not sure what was going on and just spazzing out, I guess. This was a very scary time for me. I didn't really expect this to happen. It just came out of nowhere. But I've now learned that I need to stop really pushing myself and as hard as I was before, drinking more water, and yeah, that should help it, but it has gone undiagnosed, so they still don't actually know what it was, but I just have to take it easy and hope that it doesn't happen again. In the morning, it was about 10:25 when I left the hospital and arrived at the Kojonup airstrip at about 10:50 or 10:40 and had to wait 10 minutes until the plane landed. When the plane landed, I was quickly loaded in and I was flown off to Perth, and it only took 45-ish minutes to get from Kojonup to Perth, which was very quick. I soon landed and it was a huge relief to me because I hadn't flown in a plane for ages and I was just really nervous and, scared what was going on and just wanted this to be over. So it was a huge relief to be going to a better hospital, which ended up being Fiona Stanley, the new hospital. When I got taken to Fiona Stanley through the ambulance, I arrived in the emergency department and I was surrounded by a few nurses and doctors, you name it, they were there. And then I was immediately put back onto a drip, and then the doctor comes in and takes my blood culture test it's something to grow my blood cells, it has something to do with my white blood cells, and to see if they are working or doing something so it just helped them try and find out what it was. Then after that, they did a lumbar puncture, which was a needle that went into my not into my spinal cord, but around that region at the lower part of my back. And they took some of this fluid out, and that was also tested to help find out what the virus was. I also had a CT scan of my head just to make sure that everything was good inside because they weren't sure what was happening. After I'd had all those tests done in the emergency department, I was soon downgraded, which was a huge relief, and got moved upstairs to a different ward to help, I guess, fix myself. And then I was moved again up to the 6th floor in the hospital. And then after that, a few days after, I was allowed to go out. So basically, that I've left a lot of information out, but it's just a quick sort of sums up what happened and explains it a little bit more. And yeah, I want to thank all you guys for all your support when I was going through this time, and also thanks for helping out with the channel, liking it, commenting it, and subscribing to it, and also sharing it with your friends. Huge help. Thanks.